We just signed a player. We got a brand new corner. Corner was a position of need here, the defensive backs in general. And the Giants have signed defensive back David Long Jr. Looking up this guy here, so 5'11", 196 pounds, 26 years old. Played last year for 3 teams. Now, no, he's not part of a triplets. He literally played for 3 different teams there. And that's not usually a good sign here. Let's be very frank. If you're good, 2 teams don't drop you within the season. That's not usually a good sign.
Yeah.
Played 3 games with the Panthers, and when the Panthers drop you, that's really horrible. That's even worse. Played 3 games with the Packers, and then made it on the Raiders for a little while. Played 8 games there. Prior to this past season, he played all 4 seasons with the Rams, so he did have some consistency there. 52 games played for the Rams with 10 starts. Last year, total, so between the 3 teams, 14 games played, which is just crazy. Imagine playing 3 teams and you got 14 games in. That's actually pretty good. It means he didn't at least make it on the street for very long. 14 games.
Yeah, wrong there.
2 starts. 19 tackles overall, and 1 pass deflected there. 65.7 PFF grade. On the season, and here's the one thing that does scare me, guys. If he was to see any kind of playing time, 18 targets he had seen and allowed 13 receptions. That's a really, really bad ratio. Yeah, that's yeah. You want to know why he was cut by 2 other guys before I was with the Raiders today? That's why. And he really barely saw the field in Green Bay, but played 29% of the defensive snaps while in Carolina, including 1 start, and played 24% of the snaps in Las Vegas, again, including 1 start as well. So, yeah, I mean, again, he made it 4 years, guys, with the Rams. You don't typically make it throughout your rookie contract unless they see something. So, and again, this is obviously not a guy that we're paying any decent money to. To me, this screams camp body. And you see what you can do once you got him in camp. Sometimes you get someone in camp, you can make, 1 or 2 moves at that point and find a role. I'm not expecting a guy like David Long Jr. to go ahead and become a star in this league, obviously. He's been 5 years in. That's probably not going to happen. But can we find a role? But but can we find a role for him? Can we go, okay, you know what? This guy matches well against this type of receiver. So when we play this type of receiver, let's put him on the field a little more often, or, this guy here does this well in special teams. So let's have him as a backup guy, pop him on the field occasionally. Here's his role in special teams with Gunner or whatever. I mean, obviously I'm not expecting Gunner per se. I'm just using, there's examples.
Yeah.
You got guys that do special teams very well, and you tend to leave them on rosters because of that. Giant fans know that all well. Joe Judge, half his roster was special team guys, with like 5 fullbacks at one point. I think it was crazy. You remember those days? Why you don't hire a special team coordinator? Apparently, he's the head coach. So yeah, like I said,
Judge.
What happens when we get him here? I'm not expecting anything crazy there. I haven't heard anything financial wise, but again, considering the fact that we got a guy who was literally dropped by 2 and played for 3 teams overall last year, you cannot be expecting that it's going to be a ton of money. Yeah. As Deb says, 5 years in, kind of like Jones. Here's the difference, though, Deb. We're not going to pay
way cheaper
$1 a year. That's the difference. The difference is the bank account. This is a guy just trying to extend his career a little longer. So let's be honest, guys. Again, the average player only plays for like 3 years. So he's 5 years in. He's already beat the average at that point. So, he's just trying to keep it going as long as he can, because even as someone who doesn't have a huge role or someone who doesn't get a lot of playing time, if you're just on the field, on the roster, you're making some money. And it's got to be, the older you're in this league, the more money it's going to be at that point. So, and he was a 3rd round pick originally, by the way, coming out of Michigan. So he did make some money in the beginning too, as well, obviously. So he just wants to keep it going. Probably loves playing football and wants to keep going as long as he can. So let's see what he's got. Was that sorry?
So can you blame the guy?
Oh no, I want money. I love money.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.